Okay, welcome back. TV34 Multimedia Production and Studio 304. We're going to be showing you a demonstration on how to use the Novatron 240 Fun Kit and how you can get professional quality photographs using this strobe kit. The good thing about it is that everything is contained right in this kit itself. Everything that you need. The kit runs about $600 or $700. And it's a portable strobe kit, so you can take it on location and do whatever you need to do with it. So I'm going to open it up and unpack everything for you and let you see what comes complete with the kit. We've got the power pack here. We've got two strobe lights here. It's a 2-light kit. The 2 lights come with it. We've got the power cord. It also comes with 2 umbrellas and 2 light stands. And the other thing that comes with it is the sync cord to plug into your camera. So all of that comes complete in the kit. Is everything that you need that you can, within 15-20 minutes of setting up, you can start shooting right away. So we're going to move this to the side, and we're going to come back in just a moment, and we're going to start setting everything up and showing you how to set the lights up on the stands and everything, and start putting everything together so we can start shooting. So we'll be right back after this. Okay, now we're back. We've got everything laid out, and what we're going to do is start setting up the lights on the stands. So the first thing that you want to do is, when you're putting your light on the stand, you want to start from the bottom, using that particular one that led up first, because you want to make sure that everything is nice and stable. Make sure that the stand is stable on the floor. And we're going to go in. We've got 2 lights that we're going to use. One is going to be the main light, and the other one is going to be the fill. This main light here, it doesn't have an adjustment on the back or anything, so this is what we're going to use as the main light. We're going to plug the umbrella that comes with it, the white umbrella. We're going to slide that in. And this is going to be used as our main light. We're going to have that right next to the camera over our shoulder. And then we're going to use this adjustable light here. We're going to use this one as the fill light. So we can adjust the power on this particular light here. On the back of it has an adjustment where you can adjust it by 1 stop. So we're going to have an adjustment on the wattage on that particular light. So we're going to plug this one in. Set this one up, and make sure that you always have the lights nice and secure so they don't fall over anything. Got that adjusted. Make sure that they're nice and snug. Then we're going to add the other umbrella in. And again, all of this comes complete with the kit itself, so you don't have to go out and buy anything extra right offhand. You can take this kit and put it together and start shooting right away. And another really nice thing about it is you can take this on location anywhere that you want and set it up in anybody's home and start shooting and get a nice portrait set up just like what we have here in no time at all, 15-20 minutes. So we're going to move this light. Once we adjust it, it's going to be over here as the fill light. This light here is going to be our main light. I'm going to have it over here to the side a little bit so it doesn't block the camera completely, but that's going to be the main light. And we're just going to plug everything into the power pack here. We're going to plug the lights in and set them up, and within a few minutes we'll be ready to start shooting. But before we get to the shooting portion of it, we're going to just go over a couple of things with the camera that we're going to be using, and either the PocketWizards, or we're going to show you how you can plug in straight to the power pack and shoot straight from there with your camera plugged into the PC sync on it. So we're going to plug both of these in. Make sure your cords are out of the way so they don't get in the way of moving around or anything. You don't knock anything over. We've got these in, so we're pretty much set up. All we've got to do now is add the sync cord and then just power up everything, and we're ready to go. So right after this, we'll come back, plug everything up, turn the lights on, and we'll be ready to show you a couple of things about the PocketWizard and the adapter that you can use for your camera, and we'll be ready to start shooting. Okay, we're back and we have the lights set up and everything. We have the main light set up over here. We've got the fill. We've got everything plugged in. The lights have, what's great about these lights also is that they have modeling lights on them so you can actually see what you're getting and how the light is falling as far as any, worrying about any shadows or anything like that on the background. And then if at all possible, whenever you're shooting, depending on the space that you have, you want to try to keep your subject at least 3 feet away from the background. That way, if you're getting any kind of shadow, it's going to fall down below the subject, so the shadows are not in the background. So we're at the point now where we're going to be showing you what we're going to be using as far as the additional items, such as the PocketWizards. We're going to be using the PocketWizards to fire off the flashes remotely without being attached to the cord, and you don't have to worry about stumbling over cords, knocking lights over, anything like that. We're going to show you how to use the PocketWizards. Also, we've got a hot shoe adapter that we're going to use just in case your particular camera that you're using doesn't have a PC plug on the camera itself. A lot of the newer digital cameras don't have it unless you get a high-end camera. That's going to cost you a little bit more, that they have that PC plug also that you can use and plug right into the power pack. We're going to show you how to use that. And we've got our Sekonic light meter here that's real important, so you can test the lighting and make sure that you get the correct exposure, because one of the things that we want to do is to get it right the first time, get it right when you're shooting so you don't have to worry about going back in post or when you're editing in Photoshop or whatever program you're using. You don't have to do a whole lot of work on it. You can just shoot it. You got all of the lighting and everything right, so we're ready to start shooting. So we're going to hook everything up. What I'm going to do first is show you that I'm going to use the camera that I'm working with. Is the Canon T3. It doesn't have a PC plug, so I'm going to use the adapter for it, the hot shoe adapter. We're going to just slide that right on the hot shoe, and it's plugged in, and we're going to plug, since we already have everything plugged in, we're just going to take the cord and plug it right into the camera. We haven't metered the lights yet, so before I do that, I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to do a test for the to get the correct exposure. And with this particular adapter that we have, it has a test button on it, so I can just hit it and it's going to fire the flashes off automatically. So if by chance, if you don't have, if you're working by yourself and you need to test the lights, or you need somebody to hold a light meter for you, or you can't do it, you can do it like that yourself, or we can plug it right into the meter. So what we're going to do is plug it into the meter, and we're going to do a couple of different readings on it. We're going to meter for the background as well as metering for the subject. So okay, now the first meter we showed you was the Sekonic light meter. We also and that one is already set for the PocketWizards, so we're going to leave that one as is. We're going to use now what's called a Polaris light meter, and we're just going to go in and we're going to test the background lights and everything and see what exposure we're getting. So I'm going to get a shot right here of the background. That's f4, and we're shooting at ISO 100. So I got f4 over here on this side, and f4 on this side, and just we're going to do test down in the middle just to see what we get. Still getting f4 right there. Now I'm going to come up here where I am at, where the model is going to be sitting, and we're going to test right here and see what we get. And that gives us a f5.6 at 1/25th of a second. So what we're going to do, we want to kick that exposure up a little bit, so we're going to change the exposure to the ISO to 200. Actually, we're going to go to 400. Just so we'll be able to get the setting at F11 or F8. So now we're going to try it again, and that gives us a F11 on the subject, background, F8, F8. So we know what our reading is, so we're going to go with F11 on the subject. The background is metering at F8. What we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead, we're ready to start shooting. We're going to shoot first plugged right into the power pack and plugged right into the camera with the PC plug-in. So we're going to do that. We're going to put the hot shoe on, the hot shoe adapter on. We're going to plug that in, turn the camera on. And the one thing that you want to make sure of is that, and I can't stress this enough, is that knowing your equipment, know your camera, your settings and everything, that's what makes it all work. So what we're going to do is we already have everything. We've got the ISO set at 400. We're going to change the aperture to f8. And we've got the shutter at 1/25th of a second, so it syncs at 125. And again, this is the Canon Rebel T3 that we're using. I've got a zoom lens that I'm using, and we're doing everything in manual mode. So whenever you're using the strobes and everything, you want everything shot in manual mode because you have more control over everything. So at this point, we've got everything set. We're ready to go. We can bring the model in, and we're going to start shooting. Our model today, her name is Capri. We're going to bring her in, and we're going to start doing some test shots, and we're going to show you what we're coming up with the settings that we already have. And right after this, we're going to come back. We're going to start shooting plugged directly into the camera. So right now, we're connected to the cord. It's just like the umbilical cord connected directly to the camera and the power pack. The only thing a problem that you can run into with this is that stumbling over cords or anything like that, you want to make sure that everything is out of the way. That's why we're going to show you next how we're using the PocketWizards, so that it eliminates all of that. You don't have to worry about cords, and you can move around the studio any kind of way that you want to get the shot that you want. So right now we're going to call the model over. We're going to shoot everything straight with the PC cord plugged into the power pack, and we're going to come back and show you some results from that. So right after this, we'll come back and bring the model in. Okay, now we are all set. We're ready to start shooting. We have our model Capri on the set. We're going to start shooting her with the setup that we already have. We've metered everything. We've got the aperture at f8, 1/25th of a second. And so we're ready to just start rolling. We got our model here, so we're just going to start doing some test shots. And we're just going to have her just play around, do a couple of things. That looks really nice. Good, there we go. And one thing when you work with models, you always want to communicate with them, telling them what you want them to do or anything, and just have them move around, get a couple of nice shots. And these look really nice, exposure and everything looks right on the money. Give me a couple of shots with your hand in your hair. Okay, there you go, like that. And you can shoot vertical or horizontal. Good. And then again, I'm plugged directly into the power pack. So I've got the cord attached to it, to the PC sync and everything. So we just plug right in and we're just shooting a couple of shots. Good. Okay, so we've got a couple of shots done like that where we're plugged right into the camera. Again, if your camera doesn't have the PC plug-in, you're going to need one of these adapters here. You're going to need the hot shoe adapter so you can plug in to the PC, so you'll be able to sync everything right in and be able to get the shot and the exposure that you need. A lot of the newer cameras, the camera that we're going to bring up next, one of the other Canons, it does have a PC plug-in, so we can plug right into the cord that way if you want to. So we'll show you that one, do a couple of quick shots with that before we move over into the PocketWizards. So right after this, we'll come back with the other camera and we'll plug in and show you a couple more shots with that right after this. Okay, we're going to do this one again. We have the Canon 5 Mark II, Mark 5D that we're using this time. It has the PC plug for it automatically that we can plug right into the power pack. So we've got that set, we've got the settings set and everything. So we're going to do the same thing, the same process, setting up and shooting again. Get our model where we want them. Good. Very nice. Gorgeous. Good. Twist your body towards me a little bit. Good. There we go. Gorgeous. Very nice. Good. It's always good talking to the model. That gets her a little more relaxed and gets her in the mood. So telling her what you want to have done. One more. Good. Okay. These look great. So with that, we've got it plugged right into the camera. So we're still attached to the cord and everything, so you have to be careful when you're using the cords like that. So, but everything works just the exact same way in the same process. So now what we're getting ready to do is we're going to show you how to use the PocketWizards, where everything is going to be completely remote controlled, and you don't have to worry about being attached to the umbilical cord, and you can move around the studio and you don't have to worry about tripping over anything. So we're going to show you how to use the PocketWizards, and we'll be right back with that after this. Okay, so now we're back and we've connected the PocketWizards to the light set, where we don't have to worry about being attached to the cord or anything. And I've got the Sekonic light meter, and it automatically has a built-in PocketWizard, so we can just go over and start testing the exposure and everything. So I'm just going to go over here and see what we got again on the background. That's F9 on this side, F8 over here. A lot of times you want to try to get this, when you're lighting the background and the subject, you want to try to even everything out. And down here on the bottom, we've got F9 again. So what we could do is adjust these lights to try to get it to balance out on each side. And now we can just check and see what exposure we're getting on the model. F11. So we're going to be shooting at F11. We're going to change our camera settings to F11 because, again, we're shooting at 400 ISO, so we want to get really sharp detail so we can use that small aperture, and we'll be able to get everything just the way we want it. If we're going to blow these pictures up to 16 by 20, 20 by 30 or larger, you're going to get great detail from end to end. So we've got all of this tested and everything, and we're ready to roll with that. So I'm going to step out for just a second, come right back, and again I'm using, this particular time I'm using the I'm back to my Canon T3 Rebel. As you can see, I've got the PocketWizard attached to the hot shoe of the camera, and if I just hit the test button, it's going to fire it off automatically. So now what we're going to do is just set the exposure. We're going to go to F11 and see what we get. We can turn around and we can start shooting the model again and see what we come up with. Okay, and now remind you, this time we're using the PocketWizards. So it's firing everything off good. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Very nice, nice smile, good. Very nice, looks good, looks good. Very nice, very nice. A couple more. Another one just like that, good, good. Very nice, very nice. One more shot. And see, as you can see, using the PocketWizards, it's firing everything off automatically. You don't have to worry about anything. You're getting the correct exposure. And the PocketWizard just allows you to move around the studio however you want to, because you don't have to be worried about being connected to the cord and everything, and you can still get all the great shots that you want. You can move in close, you can move back. PocketWizards has a great range on them, so you can shoot from the other side of the wall if you want to. It'll pretty much go all the way through and still give you the correct exposure and everything. So again, just have all of them on the right channel or the right setting, and just hit the test button and it's going to fire off automatically. So what we're going to do is we're going to just switch up with the other camera, the Nikon 5D, the Canon 5D, and we're going to do the same thing with the PocketWizard. We're going to put that on there, and what we're going to do is we're going to have two photographers shooting. So I'm going to have Hersheal grab the Canon 5D. He's going to grab that one and going to be shooting. We're just going to shoot one right after the other. He's going to use that one. He's going to put it in the PocketWizard, put it on the same channel, and he'll be able to shoot the same thing just like I'm shooting, get the same exposure and everything. So we're going to do that right after this, and we're going to both be doing consecutive shooting with the model and just work with it, and we're going to show you results after that. Okay, so now we have, we've got it set up where we've got, if you notice just above the model here, we've got another a hair light above there where we can give a little bit of separation from the background and light our hair up just a little bit and separate it from the background. So we got Hersheal doing some shots now. And the cool thing about the PocketWizards is that you can have multiple shooters at one time. You know, they're all going to be on the same channel, and he's shooting, And if I wanted to come in and shoot, I won't interrupt his shot or anything, but he'll go ahead and get his few shots, and then I'll come in and get a few shots and do the same thing. So we'll both get the same correct exposure and everything. You just work with the model, get the shots that you want, and just keep right on moving like that. So that's pretty much how you're going to do it with this particular light set. It's very easy. It's very portable. You can take it on location and set it up in the small corner of the house, and you can set it up just like this with a background, or you can use your wall at home and set up and get the same results. So the thing is it's working with your model, making sure you get the lighting and exposure correctly, and just get in and just start doing your thing. Just turn into a regular photo shoot. Okay, that's looking good. Oh, and giving the time to.
You know, I used to shoot with the big lamp.
Right, yeah. With the Novatron, the recycle time, you want to make sure if you're shooting consecutive shots, you want to make sure that the power pack recycles so that you get the correct exposure each time. Right, because what will happen is if it don't, the exposure could be dark, and because it hasn't recycled completely to give you the full charge that you want and the full impact. So what I can do is just start doing the same thing. I'm already plugged in, so I'm just going to start doing the same thing that Hersheal was doing, getting the same kind of shots. Just working with the model. You can shoot vertical, horizontal. Gorgeous, very nice. Good. Love it. Very nice. You're going to get great exposure each time because we've already metered everything, so you don't have to worry about adjusting anything again. So all of that looks good. It gives, right now we've got a nice little, I'm going to see if you can zoom in on this, Austin.
It's a nice little halo effect. Just the hair light's working good.
See, I don't know if you can zoom in on this and see that shot right there, but you can see a little bit of shine on her hair, and that's from the hair light that we were using. And we're going to display the pictures also on the video itself so you can actually see it. So with that, you know, this is the whole setup and how you're going to do everything. So once you have all of this set up like this, you're good to go. And again, with the PocketWizards, it gives you the freedom to move around, do whatever you want to do. We've got these extra lights that we've got lit up just for video purpose. But each time you shoot with the strobes, it's going to give you the correct exposure every time. And one of the best things about this particular kit is that when you're using it, if you're on location by chance, say for example, if you're shooting a wedding, now with the digital age, everybody has a camera. Everybody has a pretty good camera. So now when you're at a wedding, everybody wants to take a picture of the bride and the groom when you're setting up, trying to do your formal portraits. So the good thing about, again, this power pack, if you're using anything like this, is that you're plugged in. You're already, you're using the PocketWizards or whatever remote trigger that you're using. You're already set, you're synced in, you've got your correct exposure. They're only going to be using, most of the time, on-camera flash or an extra flash that they have on the camera itself. But the difference is you're going to be using correct exposure because you've metered all of your lights and everything, and you don't have to worry about them firing off your flashes when you're shooting because you're locked right into the power pack. So that's the good thing about it. If you're using regular strobes like the one we have up here, if somebody fires out their flash, it's going to fire their strobe off also. So it could cause your exposure to be off a little bit. But like I said, when you're plugged into the power pack, every time we shoot, we're going to get the correct exposure. We don't have to worry about it. And 99% of the times, your pictures are going to come out a lot better than theirs because they're using on-camera flash. More than likely, they're using it in automatic mode, you know, so it's letting the camera do everything. You know, when you go to manual mode, you're a lot more creative. You can change the settings the way that you want to. So that's going to give you better exposure, better options to use for getting the right picture that you're looking for. So right after that, we're gonna come back in just a few minutes and just play around with a little bit more. But this is the basic setup for using the Novatron 240 Fun Kit. We've shown you everything that you need to use, the adapters, the PocketWizards, whether you're plugging in directly to the pack or you're using the PocketWizards, you've got everything that you need. So if you have any questions, make sure you give us a call. If you want to see a live demonstration of this, you can come into the studio at any time. We'll have all that information for you. And what we're going to do is we're just going to wrap this section of it up, and we're going to just work a little bit with the model and do a couple of extra things and add some extra shots onto the video for you. So we're done at this point, and we're just going to play around with the modeling and see what else we can come up with.